Hello, this is John Perivale with the Access Arts Live weekend update for the weekend of November 29th to the 1st of December. I want to remind you to click on subscribe if you're watching us on any of the platforms where you can subscribe, and click on like and enjoy the ride. There are 4 new live streams we've discovered for you that are coming up this weekend that we want to tell you all about. And then a little reminder at the end of all the live streams coming up this weekend, which we already did tell you about. So this should be fun. And I would like to get right to it with the first of the 4 live streams that we want to bring to your attention for this weekend. It starts out tonight, Friday. And the first offering that we have for you, I want to pull up the image for you first of this terrific singer that we're going to have for you. There she is, Lisa Martinez. If you love romantic music, Friday, November 29th, tonight is your night to enjoy a terrific live stream coming to you from Osesp, Osesp, in other words, the Sao Paolo Symphony Orchestra down in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That's going to be coming up. They'll be playing Villa Lobos and Tchaikovsky. This is romantic music. It'll be coming up at 8:30 in the evening, Brazilian time. Now, that's midnight in Europe, but it's just 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast, 10:30 in the morning on Australian Eastern Daylight Time. This is a terrific concert that I am sure you will enjoy. I can tell you a little bit more about it. They will start out playing songs by Hector Villa-Lobos, and they will mostly come from the Amazon Forest collection. And this Larissa Martinez is the one who will be singing these songs. It includes things like Evening, Bird of the Forest, Song in the Forest, Song of Love, Sentimental Melody. And Larissa Martinez is a rising star among singers. And I have another picture of her, which I would love to show you. It's the publicity photo that she's using for her upcoming album, which will be Brazilian songs, apparently, because it's called Saudades, Songs of Love and Longing. When I look at her, I can easily imagine love and longing. The conductor is Marcelo Leninger, and in the second half of the program, they're doing Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 4 in F minor, which is also very much music in the romantic classical vein. If that kind of music is not your bag, perhaps you want some more music which is more now. If you want music that is now, then what you want is Composer's Concordance live stream called Trumpetation. This will be live streamed free of charge on their Facebook page. We give you the link to that as well. This is at 7 o'clock on the East Coast, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast, 1 in the morning in Europe, and 11 o'clock in the morning, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. All right, if you've listened to me before, then you know a little bit about Composer's Concordance. Gene Pritzker is this guy in New York City who somehow manages to persuade top musicians from all over the world to come to New York City to take part in the wildest kind of musical celebrations, crossing the lines between traditional chamber music and jazz and electronic music and any other kind of noise that Gene can come up with. And he gets really top people coming. Now, Trumpetation is an evening of a trumpet ensemble. And what they've done is they're bringing together 4 great trumpet players, Franz Hackel, who's played with the IDO Quartet and the Outreach Orchestra, Mark McGowan of the Lionel Hampton Orchestra and the Duke Ellington Orchestra, Valerie Ponomarev, who has played with Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, and she has her own big band, and Peter Oswald, who has played with at the High Brass Festival with Blekbossen. So they will be joined by Gene himself on the guitar, because Gene is a guitarist, and by Amanda Ruza on the bass and David Cawson on drums. So the event starts out with something completely different, actually, with Amira B., who's an R&B singer-songwriter with a band, and they'll be playing some music. And then Gene and this ensemble of trumpet players will be playing music composed for the occasion. So this is now. It doesn't get more now than this. They'll be playing Bach Blues 2 by Derry John Mizell, Jocose Flows by Gene Pritzker, and Divergent Prism by Carlton Holmes. And then they'll be playing selected works by a host of other contemporary composers: John Clark, Dan Cooper, Anton Rovner, Valerie Ponomarev, Jane Gedder, Philip Harpert, Sophie Dunaire. So now there are some people who might not consider this classical, but I'm telling you, whatever Gene does tends to blur the lines between classical and jazz and electronic and pop music and whatever else you can come up with. Gene himself is no slouch. He has orchestrated major Hollywood films, including Cloud Atlas. He's the lead orchestrator for TV series like Babylon Berlin, Jet, Netflix's Sense8, and Messiah, and also contributed music and orchestration to the Matrix Resurrections in 2021. So if what you're looking for is now, Gene Pritzker and Trumpetation is now. And that's tonight, November 29th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, we can move on to the next the next event that I want to make sure you know about, which is tomorrow night, Saturday, November 30th at 6:30 in the evening, European time, noon, noon on the East Coast, 9:30 in the morning on the West Coast, and 8:30 in the evening Moscow time, because this is an Artbene live stream of a symphonic concerto for organ, orchestra, and combined choir, coming to you from the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, free of charge on Artbene's YouTube channel. Now, what are they going to be doing? Andre Marco was commissioned, and that's spelled Andre Andrzej. Andre Marco was commissioned, because he's Polish, was commissioned by the builders of the Polish metro system to compose a mass. He came up with a mix of chants of sacred music blended with the rhythm of the metro, which ended up becoming a favorite of the workers of none other than the Moscow metro system. The main idea of his work, which of course would have been perfectly fine with the communists and their ideology, is the spirituality of an ordinary person and the aspiration to a relationship with God. It's a massive performance. It's a huge combined choir. There are more than 4 choirs. I mean, if I tell you them, you're not going to know what they're about unless you're a Russian. I mean, the combined choir of the Mendeleev Choral Congress, the academic choir of the Moscow Metro. You know, they have one of those in Paris too. The chamber choir of the Opolitov Ivanov State Medical Pedagogical Institute, and the Yusupova choir of the Center Radost, combined with the symphony orchestra of the Kosygin, that must be named after that long-time Soviet diplomat Vladimir Kosygin, who I think was their foreign minister for decades, of the Kosygin Russian State University, and there will be opera soloist, and then the organ chimes in on it. So this is going to be massive, and it's not something that you get to hear very often. And it also includes, they tell us, the time-tested music of Georges Bizet. But as happens so often with online live streamers, they don't bother to tell us what Bizet they're going to be playing. Now, once again, that's Artbene live streaming the Symphonic Concerto for organ, orchestra, and combined choir, Saturday, November 30th, 6:30 in the evening, European time, noon on the East Coast, 9:30 in the morning on the West Coast, and 8:30 in the evening, Moscow time. I submit it to you for your consideration. The next piece up, which I can suggest to you, which is coming up this weekend, will be a highly interesting choral celebration. This will be the this is produced by March Vivo, the foundation, the Juan March Foundation in Madrid. Sunday, December 1st, noon in Madrid, 6 in the morning on the East Coast, 10 o'clock at night down under in Australia. March Vivo will be live streaming a concert called Navidad en el mundo ibérico, Christmas in the Iberian World. It's going to be mixing Christmas from the Iberian Peninsula in Europe, which means Spain, and I guess Portugal would be included in that too, and Christmas music from other parts of the Spanish-speaking world. It will be the little singers of the Orchestra, Pequeños Cantores, who in fact are the main children's choir of the Teatro Real in Madrid, which is a heavy hitter when it comes to opera productions. And in fact, we have advised you about live streams of various operas on their part, which happened over the summer months, although we haven't noticed as many more recently now that we are out of the summer festival season. And they're going to be doing a wide-ranging concert where you can be enjoying music from so many different countries and cultures and traditions. It will include a Venezuelan Christmas carol, a traditional Argentine song, an Andalusian Christmas carol, that's in Spain, Catalan Christmas carol, those are the Catalanians, those people in Barcelona who complain about not being Spanish. There'll be a traditional Basque song. There'll be 3 native songs by the Crow Indians. So, and then there'll also be music by specific composers: Francisco Guerrero, Javier Busto, Pau Casals, Javier Dominguez, Alberto Grau, Emani Aguilar, and Marcos Leite. I mean, I don't know how you can get more exposure to more facets, sort of the kaleidoscopic musical presentation of Iberian culture. So if that tempts you at all, I highly recommend it. I'm sure the singers are going to be great. I think it's rare that you'll get exposed to that much Iberian music from all over the world, and it's free of charge on their YouTube channel, so you have nothing to lose. Get up a little early on the East Coast maybe to watch it, or if you're following from down under, it's a lovely way to end December 1st Sunday evening as your Christmas season is opening up. Now, there is one more new production that I want to tell you about, because it's not on the weekend, but I don't want you to miss it. And we will not do our next live stream telling you what's up until, when will that be? Until Monday. And if we don't tell you about it until Monday, you might not know about it, or you might find out about it too late. Here it is. See all those people playing the tuba? Monday, December 2nd at 6 in the evening, their usual time, although an unusual day because usually the Kennedy Center only live streams and has concerts Wednesday through Saturday. I'll start this over again. Monday, December 2nd at 6 in the evening on the East Coast, 3 in the afternoon on the West Coast, midnight in Europe, and 10 in the morning on Tuesday down under in Australia, Eastern Daylight Time. The Kennedy Center Millennium stage will be wishing you a Merry Tuba Christmas. This is the 51st year of Merry Tuba Christmas events, which are presented throughout the world. This concert will be based on traditional Christmas music arranged by American composer Alec Wilder to be played on the tuba and the euphonium. Now, if you are a tuba player, you want to look this up because you can be a part of it if you can get to Washington, D.C., which is where the Kennedy Center is. Registration begins at 2:30 p.m. The rehearsal begins at 3:30 p.m. They're going to take only up to 250 tuba players to be a part of it. There's no storage for cases, so you'll have to leave your case behind in your vehicle if you make it there. So I have never heard one of these Merry Tuba concerts or the Merry Tuba Christmas concerts. So I'm looking forward to this one, and I will be staying up till midnight here in Europe to enjoy it. And I hope you will consider staying up late to enjoy it too. Now, we've already told you about, I think there must be almost a dozen other concerts coming up this weekend of different kinds, either of big stage events or chamber music. I will mention them to you again just briefly because there is no time to go through all of this in great detail once again. But you can go back to our chamber music roundup, which was on Wednesday, or our big guns, big stage roundup on Monday, and get all of the details and the live links we will include with this live stream on our part. Now, this includes Saturday at 7:30 in the evening in Europe, a 2 Chopin piano concerto concert live streamed by the ever high quality music at St. Mary's Perivale. It includes the Australian Haydn Ensemble playing Haydn's Passion. It includes the community concerts at 2nd with the Baltimore Symphony and Friends, putting on a lovely, very classical concert on Sunday, followed by the Brooklyn Art Song Society presenting a concert with the Variant 6 of early music from the Renaissance, combined with contemporary music by Benjamin Britten and Hugo Wolf, which was inspired by the writings of Michelangelo. And then finally, the Constellation Chicago live stream of a live performance of Morton Feldman's 1987 piano, violin, viola, cello string quartet, played by let me get if I can get the name right, Christopher Narlock and Friends. So it's an action-packed weekend with all sorts of things. I hope that at least one of the 4 that I've taken extra time to present to you in this live stream tonight will be of interest to you. I hope one or more or any of these concerts brings you inspiration, uplifts you, or just gives you a heck of a good time. I think that Tuba Christmas is going to be a heck of a good time. But I also think that the concert this evening from the Sao Paolo Orchestra with Larissa Martinez is going to be, I mean, come on, singing Hector Villa-Lobos and songs of love and longing from the Amazon song cycle. It's just, how does it get any better than that? So remember to click on subscribe to Access Arts Live so you don't miss any of these updates. And we also have other updates we have written and other brief clips that we put out, on almost a daily basis as reminders, so you don't miss some of this stuff. Because are you going to remember this on Monday necessarily? Maybe not, but there will be a clip that goes out on Monday to remind you of it. And if you're subscribed, you won't miss any of that information. Okay. And once again, let me tell you, our mission is to put you in touch with living, breathing artists, pouring their heart, minds, and souls into creating these exquisite moments of truth and beauty to share with you and the people in the in-person audience and everybody else in the virtual audience. And this kind of social event, I think, is almost sacred. It can be a really great time, and I think everybody wins. Ciao for now. Have a great weekend, and have a great Tuba Christmas if you make it to that too. Bye-bye.